close. Ooh, ooh. You guys, I'm sorry I have to come to you guys like this. But I gotta separate myself. Are y'all staying up to date with the drama that's going on YouTube? People being exposed. So listen. This is why I don't collab with people. This is exactly why. The drama that y'all be seeing, this is why I don't collab with people. Just so you know. It's not because I don't know how to get along with people. I know how to get along with people. I know how to be cordial. I know how to do all of that. But this is why I stay to myself. I stay in my echo chamber and I stay to myself. This is why. Now, I'm doing a video and I'm collabing with B. Taylor. Okay? If you don't know what's going on, this whole Black Manosphere situation. Now, I have spoken very highly of Anton on my platform. And he's defending Pearly Things. So I'm going to have to separate myself. Like, I will no longer be speaking on him on my platform. I won't speak down on him, but you won't hear me speak on him ever again. Okay? I don't really know much about B. Taylor, but I'm bringing her on my platform to basically give her a platform to vindicate herself, because she did a live stream with the Lapeef show, which you guys know I did one panel with them and I never went back. And the reason was because I don't feel like I should have to argue my point. Like, I just feel like we should be adults and have conversations, right? Also, I don't believe that everyone should get a microphone, because not everyone out here has something worthy to say. So I don't believe in giving everybody a microphone. I don't believe in that. So I just never went back. I felt like my audience didn't really like me being on that panel anyway. I personally didn't like it. It just wasn't a good look for me. So I just never went back. And I'm glad I didn't, because let me tell you what they did. So if you haven't been keeping up with everything, and I'm giving you a briefing before Tuesday, because Tuesday is when I'll do my live stream with B. Taylor. So the briefing is that the Lapeef show created a panel, brought on a group of people. It was co-ed. It was both men and women. B. Taylor was one of those women. And they also brought on Pearly Things. Now, Pearly Things was a guest, and she was a guest with another white woman and a biracial or two biracials, black women, and then black men. There were no other non-black males on this panel. So it was black women and non-black women and black men. Now, me being the type of woman I am, I wouldn't have signed up for no shit like that. I'm just being real with you. And the reason is because if non-black men are not going to be on this panel, I'm not about to go on a panel that's supposed to be quote unquote diverse when there's no other male outside of my race that's on the panel. That's just me being real. I'm very calculated in that way. And so I would have never signed up for that simply for that reason. But B. Taylor did. And I understand why she did. You know, she's trying to be the voice for black women, and I respect that. But I also know how this game goes. I've been doing this for 10 years now, 10 plus years, and there's a lot of snakes out here. You can't trust everybody. And this is why I don't be out here freely collabing with people. I understand you can grow an audience faster that way, but nah. Like, I keep myself separate. I have been spiritually led and spiritually directed to keep myself separated. I've also separated myself from the black women's empowering space, because in that space, they have this thought process like, oh, there can only be one queen bee. And I don't have that mindset. Like, there's billions of black women out here, and I can't influence them all. And the reason I can't influence them all is because not everybody's going to like me, number one. But number two, it's just, I'm an individual, and it's like I'm only one person. So because I'm only one person, I can't help and get to everybody. So I need help. I need help. I need other like-minded women, like-minded, not clones. You don't need to be me. You don't need to do what I do. You don't even need to have the same thought process as me. But I just need women with the right intentions to help me. So there's no need for this whole queen bee thing. Like, I think that's stupid. There's no competition. And, but I realized that, okay, this may be my mindset, but when it comes to other black women in the space, that's not their mindset. So I separate myself. And it's just, it is what it is. It's just what you have to do. Also, I noticed within the black women's empowering space is that when we all don't think the same, it's a problem. Like, if we all don't think the same, if we all don't jump to the same accord, if we all don't do what everyone else is supposed to be doing, it's a problem. And it's like, I'm for individuality. Literally, I've been like this my entire life, and it has gotten me so far. I've always been an individual. I don't copy what other people be doing. I don't do things just because it's cool. I do what I do according to my own terms, my own personality, and how I want things for myself. And I encourage other women to do the same, because you're an individual. You know, if you don't want to wear pink, you don't want to wear pink. If you don't want to wear makeup to get a man, you don't want to wear makeup to get a man. You know, I'm not about to force that onto you. And see, because I have this mindset, people think I ride the fence. And it's like, no, I just leave room for people to be themselves. And it's like, why is it so hard for people to understand? Let black women be themselves. Some of them want to get married. Some of them don't. Some of them want to have kids. Some of them don't. Some of them are cool with 50-50 relationships. And if I'm being real with you, with the state of the economy, I mean, what you gonna do? Every woman is going to be different. Every woman has their own standards. And at the end of the day, all I can do is make sure that black women are treated fairly. Black women love themselves. Black women choose themselves. And black women put themselves first. How they decide to go about it, that's not my business. Like, it's not my business. It's not my concern. And that's what, like, kills me about the black YouTube space. It's giving cult. Like, I'm your leader. You must do what I say. Like, get the hell out of here. And I don't subscribe to that. I don't. I'm a free thinker. I'm a free bird. You cannot cage me in. And my whole life, people have always tried to cage me in like a dog or something. And it's just like, I'm free. Learn how to be. That's where your peace, that's where your happiness comes from. And I hate to say it, but, you know, when you're growing up black people have this thing where everybody got to do the same thing, be the same thing, talk the same way, be cool, live up to the Joneses. I don't want to do none of, I don't care about that type of stuff. And when you grow up different, and I have to say that, like, when you grow up different and you have a different mindset, you don't want to be cool. You don't care to be cool. You don't. Like, you just want to exist. Damn. But why is it hard for black people to just exist? You know what my favorite kind of people are? My favorite kind of people are the people that talk to me, treat me like an individual. That's it. Not a stereotype. Not a stigma. And I learned the difference growing up because I grew up around white people. And I like white people. I do actually like white people, but I like the type of white people that talk to me like a regular person and not like I'm black. So, like, there would be two type of white people that I would go to school with. One type was they would try to talk to me like I'm black. Like, they'll try to speak slang to me. And I hated that. I'm like, I get I'm black, but damn, like, just talk to me like a regular person, because I'm a regular person. Then it was like the other type of white people where they would just talk to you like an individual, like a person, and it wasn't about race. And I was like, see, I like white people like that. So I started learning the difference. But it's the same thing with black folks. I don't like the type of Negroes that talk to you like, oh, we have to be cool, and the only way we can be cool is we got to do the same thing. Stay away from me. Like, I don't want to be around you. I just don't like it when like black people force this, I don't know, like this stereotype on each other. And then if we don't live up to it, like if I'm not twerking, I'm not cool. If I'm not out here dating a scammer or a drug dealer, I'm not cool. Like, these are the things that I grew up dealing with. You know, if I'm not out here having sex, something wrong with me. Like, girl, you need to get you some D. I had to listen to that growing, like, and it at every turn, it was this pressure to be something that I did not want to be. And my innocence were taken from me at a very young age because I was a black girl. And so because I was a black girl, what do I mean by people took my innocence away from me? They expected things of me that were really of an adult. Like my innocence was taken before I was truly ready. Like, I was sexualized. People made inappropriate comments about me because they just assume, oh, she black, she a black woman, she must be fast. And I'm like, damn, yeah, I'm a black girl, but I'm not fast. Like, I'm not fast in the mind like that. I don't want to be either. I didn't want to be. But it was being forced on me at a very young age. And I know the same thing happens to black men. I know it does. Like the last live that I did, and I forget his name, but he came on and he had the avatar of an anime character. And right off the bat, I knew he was different because black boys that are into nerdy things like animation or anime, Marvel, comic books and stuff like that, they already have that pressure from other black males, their peers, to be something that they're not. And so as soon as he came onto my live, I already knew because I'm like, yup, me and you probably have a similar upbringing. I understand black men who were rejected because I had the same experience as you. I was rejected. I was rejected for a very long time. People see me today and they make assumptions about my early years. And you don't know me like that. I was rejected. I was labeled weird. I was outcasted. I was an outliner. People swore up and down something was wrong with me. And you know, the interesting thing about me and my story is the fact that, you know, on one hand, I was being sexualized to be fast because I was a black girl that was thick. But then on another hand, because I was black and I didn't fit like the stereotype or whatever, like people labeled me weird, slow, dumb, or like something was wrong with me. And it was like, damn, I can't win. And so because I knew I couldn't win, I didn't care. I just stopped caring. This is why I have a I don't give a fuck attitude, because even when I was younger, I wasn't going to win that shit. Like, I wasn't going to win that. I wasn't going to win. I wasn't. So I knew that young. Because it was either, okay, I tried to be cool, go out here, start having sex, right? Doing what all my friends wanted me to do and fit in. Or the other option was, if I was to do that, right, I would fit the very thing that people had already pushed onto me. We're trying to literally force down my throat to be that, to be fast and all that. And I was like, damn, it's like, I can't win here as a black woman. Like, I couldn't win. I couldn't. So I just took myself out the game. How did I take myself out the game? Well, I was considered unpopular. I was considered a loner. I was considered weird. I was considered an outcaster. I was considered different. And I took that on with pride because that was who I was. And I was not about to try to fit in, to be cool. Like, I just didn't care. And so now that I'm an adult, people think I'm so cool now. They think every little thing I say is so cool now. And I'm just like looking at them like, and I'm not talking about the people that are new to me, right? I'm talking about the people that used to know me. I'm like, what is so cool about me now versus then? I'm still the same person because I never tried to fit in. I never tried to win that. I knew I was never going to win that. And what was at stake was me losing myself. And that was just not worth it to me. So People need to understand that. So when it comes to this whole Pearly things and Anton, I'm disappointed. Like, I'm really disappointed. Anton is one of the only men in that space that's married to a black woman, has a black daughter, and you're sitting up here putting this white woman who is showing signs that she is a Karen, like a white supremacist, right? But you are propping her up on your platform, the Lapeef show, and you're trying to make her appear to be the standard that black women should live up to. And the reason why I spoke so, I won't say I had respect for Anton, was because he was married to a black woman. He has a black daughter. And this is what he's choosing to do. So when B. Taylor went on to the Lapeef channel, they prompted up this white woman to basically be the standard for how they propped up this white woman for her to be the standard to how black women should carry themselves, how black women should behave. And that's when I lost all my respect. Just like that. Lost all my respect. Lost all my respect. Lost it all. Lost it all. Just like that. Lost all my respect. Anton could have brought on his wife. That's what he could have did. But no, he decided to prop up this white supremacist, and she's supposed to be the standard. That's some bullshit. Bring your wife on. Allow her to teach. Right? But no, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. That's where I lost my respect. And I need to go unsubscribe. The hell you bringing on a white woman, you married to a black woman? The hell? Clearly you saw something in your wife that could be teachable to other black women, but no. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He decided to bring on this white woman and use her as the standard when she don't even really like black people like that. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But these are the men that are supposed to lead us. These are the men that are supposed to lead us. The only man I listen to is my father. The rest of y'all are just talking. And not making a lick of sense. Not making a lick of sense. Thank God I have a father. Thank God I have a brother that I can go to and get some real guidance, because the rest of you clowns are just clowns in suits. That's it. Talking loud with no real direction. Because that never made sense to me. Like, Anton, what the hell? You have a whole wife. You could have brought your wife on. Because I'm not against black women elevating and bettering themselves. But it needs to be done a certain way. And you bringing on, that was just a mess. It was just a mess. And you guys, the way, listen. I just wait for my live on Tuesday. And listen, I don't care. People can delete stuff, but listen, one thing about me, I keep my receipts. Pearly things, when her ex-friend exposed her, she exposed her like a month ago or something like that. I saved it. I said, I don't know what I need this for, because I don't plan on ever bringing her on my platform or talking to her ever in my life. But just in case I need this receipt, I have it. So, well, this situation occurred. I said, this is the perfect time to post this. Let me go ahead and post it. And it's like, every time you try to give a black man a chance, shit's embarrassing. That's why I can't vouch for nobody outside of my family. I can't vouch for nobody outside of my family. And even then, you still got to be, I can't vouch. I can't vouch for black men outside my family. That's crazy. And the fact that black men online think that we should vouch for them just because they're black and male, something is seriously wrong with you. I will look stupid I look dumb right now. I look dumb right now. That's why I'm mad. Because I'm just like, Anton, for real? Listen, he was the only one I had hope for, y'all. He's the only one I have hope for in the space. Now I'm checking out. Don't bother me. And also, watch who's being exposed right now. Watch who's being exposed right now. Because things being exposed to you right now is for a reason. You need to know why things are being exposed right now. Oh, yeah. Like, Anton's showing his ass so much, like, to the point where it's very clear to me that this man is a con and he's all for the money. That's it. It's all for the money. And I just want y'all to know, I don't do this for money, you guys. If I wanted to do this for money, I'm gonna be real with you. I would be showing ass and titties. I would be showing ass and titties, and I would have an OnlyFans. If you really think I'm doing this for the money, listen, I could make way more money showing ass and titties, not talking and giving you think pieces about serious topics. Like, I can make way more money showing ass and titties. That's just me being honest with you. So I hate it when people come to my platform and say, oh, you just in it for the money. If I was really in it for the money, trust, because I already show my face. I can't go back. I already show my face. I would be selling ass and titties on OnlyFans, and I would be making a good amount. So I hate it when people come on there and say that. Like, it's not that deep. I'm just being real with you. I'm being honest with you. If I was really about the money, we wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't have to do research. I could make more money doing less work. This just the times that we live in, with OnlyFans and sex workers and things like that. And then, if I'm being completely honest, it's more acceptable now. You got teachers and all type of people doing OnlyFans and stuff like that. So it's just more acceptable in this more sexually liberated culture to sell your body parts for money. It's just more acceptable. So no, if I was really about the money, I'm just telling you now, I would be showing my body. I got the type of body that people are out here getting surgery for. If you don't think I can make more money than I'm making right now, something is seriously wrong with you. So don't put that on me. Don't. I made a decision. I tell you guys the story all the time. I made the decision years ago what type of blogger I was going to be. And I really think it was part of my spiritual journey that I wanted. And it was the same thing I dealt with when I was in high school and college. What type of person did I want to be? Same thing. What type of blogger did I want to be? At the time, I was doing Instagram modeling. At the time, I was working for Fashion Nova. I was working for Boohoo, Pretty Little Things. What was some other clothing line? It was a bunch of different clothing lines and things like that. And I felt like the whole Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Things, like the culture of it at that time, it really lacked integrity. Also during the time, like being an Instagram model, it really lacked integrity. Like, I got bombarded with, especially when I was showing my weight loss online, quick diet schemes and gimmicks. Like, people, I think at the time it was like flat tummy tea, skinny tea or something like that. Like, the teas were really in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Boom Bar was in. Like, all of those different like dietary gimmicks, companies were wanting me to promote that. And I said no. I said no, I don't want to promote that. I tried to work with what was it called? Skinny tea. Hell, I don't know. One of them tea companies back then. And it was when they first rolled out with their protein shake, because I was comfortable with the protein shake because at the time I was drinking protein shakes. Didn't know protein shakes make you fat, but they do. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'll work with you. They paid me up front, which was a red flag. Like, they paid me up front, and I'm like, that's a red flag. Now, I agreed because they said that they were going to give me time to review the product, which for me to review a product like a protein shake, it would take at least 30 days. They didn't want me to wait 30 days. Like, they wanted me to put my review and put my promotion on my Instagram after like a few days. And I wasn't comfortable with that. I'm like, I emailed them back and I said, I need more time. Like, I'm not about to rush to put this out just because you're running a campaign right now to sell this product. Like, I need 30 days to ensure that what I'm influencing is something I can stand behind. And they didn't want to do that. So I sent the payment back. I said, I will send the product back. They said, no, keep the product. We don't want the product back. So I ended up giving the product to my best friend because she was like, I really want to try it. I've been wanting to try it. I'm like, go ahead, girl, because at this point, I don't care. She tried it and she said it tastes like chalk. And I said, see, I knew this was some BS from the beginning. I knew. So I sent the money back, gave the product to my best friend, and she was like, it tastes nasty. It tastes like straight up chalk. So it's like that was one situation where my integrity was tested. Then the next situation when it came to the culture of like Instagram modeling and YouTube and everything like that was the clothing brands. This was when I said I decided that this is the type of blogger I'm going to be. I'm not going to lose my integrity just to be a YouTuber. Like, I started my YouTube channel for fun. I was depressed. I was doing hair and makeup and creating videos and content for fun because I was depressed. I didn't create a YouTube channel to make money. I was literally doing it for fun. It was just for fun. It was just a way for me to express myself. But it had grew into a business. So I started doing the whole modeling thing. And it was cool until I realized you can't have integrity with this shit. Like, you can't have integrity and be a YouTube, Instagram model. So I got into it with Fashion Nova, and I straight up told them, like, I don't feel like you guys have integrity when it comes to your brand. Like, you're wanting me to vouch for, like, your clothing brand and things like that, and it's cheap. It's cheap. And listen, I used to be broke. I'm a consumer too, y'all. Like, that's the thing about these YouTubers that sell their soul, sell their integrity. Girl, you're a consumer still. At the end of the day, you're still a consumer. Hello? So I've been broke before. I've been a struggling college student. I know what that's like. So if I'm spending my hard-earned money on clothes, I want it to last. Like, I don't want to put it in the washing machine and then it's ruined. I'm in college. I'm trying to get through college. That's how my mind was. Like, I used to work in call center, struggled, was barely making like $21,000. If I spent money on Fashion Nova, that's me living large. You know what I mean? Like, that's me living large. So I couldn't vouch for Fashion Nova. So I wrote them an email, told them how I felt. And you know what they did? They tried to move me to a higher tier where I would get paid more, but my concerns were never addressed. So a lot of your faves sold they soul to getting paid more. Because they could have very well reached out to Fashion Nova and said something was wrong with the product, but for whatever reason, they still promoted it because they got paid more. I spoke out and got blackballed. Just like that. Not only did I get blackballed from Fashion Nova, but I got blackballed from Pretty Little Things. I got blackballed from Boohoo. I got blackballed from all those little companies that were like in their prime. They're not in their prime no more. In their prime. And it's just, it is what it is. So when you're in this game, all you got is your integrity. That's all you got. All you got is your word. Once that's gone, you're nothing. You're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. And you're forgotten about. The only reason I'm still standing here today as a YouTuber that's been on YouTube for 10 plus years is because I kept my integrity. And I stand on that shit. If you don't have that, you're not going to be in this game long at all. And the only reason why I feel this way is because I feel like because my intentions have always been in the right place, people on the spiritual side has always looked out for me. Because after my blackball, I had already quit my job. I had already quit my 9-to-5 job. I had a income with that. I had a big income with that. And it was taken from me overnight. Just like that. And yet I'm still here. 5 years later. That shit could have ended me just like that. But I stood on integrity. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to the YouTube space, everybody want to do YouTube. You want to be a content creator. It's a dirty ass game. And you cannot trust everybody. It's dirty. This is why I stay to myself. I would love to have conversations with certain people. But I know how dirty this game is. It's very dirty. You cannot trust anyone in this space when it comes to being a YouTuber. You just can't. As a content creator, you got to be careful too. And then when you collab with certain people, right? I got to collab with people who have integrity. I don't just collab with everybody. So I have collab with people, right? Mademoiselle. I know she has integrity. Steph Co. I know she has integrity. What is her name? I can't even think of her name. Miss Cook. I can't think of her name, but I brought her on as well. I like to... Samantha Cook. I like to collaborate with people that I feel are truly genuine. And I hate to say it, you guys, but a lot of the people that I collaborate with have less followers than me. The only person that had more followers than me was Mademoiselle. That was it. But a lot of the people that had integrity, made me feel like they had it, were people that just had less subscribers than me. And I didn't care about that. I didn't. I did not care about that. I did not care. And the reason I didn't care was because I don't mind sharing my platform with people that are genuine and they're doing it with the right intentions. I don't mind that. I don't mind sharing. I understand that YouTube is a numbers game, but I really feel like what's for me is for me. What's for me is for me. If I need the numbers and it's for me, the numbers will come when they're supposed to. But I'm not about to scam my way into getting those numbers. And it's just that simple. And I'm noticing that I see greed in the Black YouTube space. That's all I see is greed. That's all I see every day. Greed. That's it. These people not really trying to help you. They just trying to make their money. And they willing to hustle their own people and waste their own people's time to get that check. And that's why you need to pay attention to who's being exposed right now. Because their greed is showing. And it's really that simple. It's really that simple. There's a line being drawn in the sand, and you need to figure out what side you on. What side you on? And it really just comes down to, do you have integrity or do you not? And I'm seeing Anton don't have integrity. That's what I'm seeing. Because what the hell? You want Black women to look to someone as a role model? Let's talk to your wife. Period. Let's talk to a woman that shares a similar struggle, a similar experience. The hell you bringing on a white woman for? I can't relate to a white woman. I can't, and that's why I'm not a feminist. I can't relate to white feminism. I can't relate to white feminism, so I wouldn't talk to a white woman about feminism. I can't. It's impossible. Why? Because my ancestors, they were free labor. That's where my feminism starts. It didn't start being feminism for Black women wasn't in the home taking care of kids. It was in the field. It was in the factories. It's being 9.5 months pregnant, working in that cotton field, picking cotton. It wasn't, I'm sitting at home because my man, he at work. That's not what it was. So white feminism, I don't want to talk to a white woman. I don't. So don't even put her in my face because I'm going to laugh in your face. The hell you got me talking to this white woman for? You know what I saw white women do? Because I grew up in a predominantly white community. They was getting drunk in the middle of the day, tanning by the pool. This is summertime. I had a community pool in my neighborhood. So I saw white women. They wake up in the morning and they walk around the neighborhood. They get their exercise in, put the kids in the stroller, walk around the neighborhood in a safe neighborhood, protected by their men. And they would just walk the neighborhood and get their exercise in with the kid in a stroller. Then they would come back, make the kid breakfast, lunch, a snack, whatever the case may be, and plan the rest of their day. Go to the pool, hang out by the pool, drink by the pool. Like, that's what I saw. I saw women being able to be in their athletic wear all day, running errands, taking their kids, dropping off their kids to school, picking up their kids for school. Have you heard me say they was going to work? No, they were stay-at-home moms. So they had the space, they had the time, they had the environment to look after themselves and their children. Black women never had that. My ancestors never got that. So I think it's disingenuous. Like, these men want to talk about white women and white feminism, but why are you not talking about their men? Because their men were at work. Their men were providing for them in full, to where they did not have to work. All they had to do was take care of their kids. They could sit by the pool in the middle of the day. My mother could never. My mother had to be at work. My mother had to be at work. She didn't have time to sit by the pool, look after her kids. And my mama took me to work. My mom took her kids to work on Saturdays, trying to work up the corporate ladder, trying to create opportunities for black people in spaces that white people said we didn't belong in. So I don't know. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. No, I was around housewives that were drunk in the middle of the day. Okay, this is why I don't subscribe to white feminism, because a lot of them women was just bored drunks, period. Drinking vodka martinis with barely any juice in them because they were trying to keep the weight off their stomach. They were housewives that were drunk by midday and they didn't have nothing else to do. And so they started the feminist movement. Then they used black women to push the agenda for them to work outside the house. They used us. That's why I don't want to talk to a white woman about what femininity is. We've already been used. And I understand why black women fell for it. We were already oppressed. We didn't have nothing to lose. We were already oppressed. Our men, they hadn't lifted that oppression off our shoulders. We had been working since slavery. So I see how we got desperate and we listened to them and they took advantage of us. They preyed on the fact that we really didn't have no other options and we were tired. And so we believed them. We followed behind them. And that's where we went wrong. So that's why I don't listen to white women in femininity. It's a joke to me. We all know when it comes down to it, they're going to choose their man every single time. And we're going to be an afterthought. You want to know why? Because their men have put them in a position of power over us. And they're not. And this is what I'm saying. It's a game. Hello, wake up. They're not going to give up that position. So F feminism, F women empowerment, they're not going to give up that position. That's why I don't talk to them. They're not giving up that position. And to be honest, if I'm being real with you, if my man put me in that position of power, right, I wouldn't give that up either. Why would I give that up? Because we know how this system works. There can only be one. So I ain't even really mad at them. I'm not. But it's like, what are black men doing about it? Besides talking to us so they can control us because they don't have control. Like, and this is my thing. I'm only submitting to one man. That's what these men don't understand. I'm only submitting to one. So it's either going to be my husband or it's going to be my boss. But it's not going to be both. It's not working for two men. And it's that simple. So either black men are going to put themselves in a position to where they're leading us and we only have to submit to just you. But I'm not doing both. You got me. I'm not a slave. That's what y'all don't seem to understand. Y'all want me to submit to you and submit to this man at work. Y'all want me to submit to my boss to bring home that check to help pay for bills. But then you also want me to submit to you. And I ain't doing that. So if that means I got to be single, live single, and thrive single by submitting to my boss because I have to in order to survive in this system, or I can submit to you. But you got to offer that environment though, and you not. But guess who is offering that environment? My boss. My boss is offering that environment. You know what else he be offering? Healthcare. Oh my God, he offered healthcare, dental. And he's giving me a salary to get a mortgage. Let's talk about it. So these men be trying to, I don't know what they be trying to do, but it's like, listen. You actually have to build something. For me to get on board with your program, you got to build something. And that's what y'all don't seem to understand. And it's really that simple. You want women to come up out of their stability, really, that we have created for ourselves because we've been forced to. We've been forced to work. Okay? This was before feminism. Black women have been forced to work. But you want us to come up out of this stable environment that we have independently created for ourselves because we were forced to do that, to get on board and on program with you, and you haven't built anything. Make that make sense? So I'm going to stay where I'm at because it is stable. It's stable. This is why a lot of black men don't have respect, is because you haven't built anything. If you would actually build something, you would get that respect that you're looking for. You would have that respect. You would, that's it. You have to build something. And I can even understand where men are coming from. Like, I wouldn't have the respect that I get today if I didn't build my brand the way that I did. I never thought in my life I would get the respect from my parents. I had to earn my parents' respect with me doing what I wanted to do. But they weren't on board with what I was doing because they thought what I was doing was wrong. They felt like it was inappropriate. But now that they see that what I'm doing has purpose, I have earned their respect. And that was not the case in the beginning. When you earn your parents' respect, let me say it again. When you earn your parents' respect in adulthood because you have made something from yourself, that's high honor. That's high honor. So the same thing goes for black men. If you're looking for that type of respect, you want that type of leadership, you have to build something. It's not going to get handed to you. It wasn't even handed to me. It was not handed to me. People wouldn't be looking to me with respect if I had not consistently built something with integrity, on the foundations of integrity. People would not have, they wouldn't be giving me their respect. I actually earned it. I earned it. It was not handed to me on a silver platter. It was earned. And it came from discipline, consistency, honesty, integrity. It was not just given to me. I had to earn it. And I had to be consistent with my actions. I had to be consistent. That is the only reason why I have women's respect today. And that's what men don't understand. People will put you in a position of leadership. But the only way you can be put in a position of leadership is by earning their respect. And you have to earn it. It's not something that is just given to you. And that's what y'all don't seem to understand. And I've gone through the process. There used to be a time where women would listen to what I was saying They just roll my eye. They would just roll their eyes like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. But when you consistently show up and you have the discipline, you show the integrity, and you show it consistently through your actions, not just talking, right? If my life did not reflect the things that I say online, I would not have the respect. So that's what I'm saying. Like, actually build something, and you will earn the respect of many. But you have to do it with integrity. Otherwise, people just gonna look at you like, who is this clown? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Get somebody else to do it. But that's all I wanted to say. I'm just briefing you guys for my live on Tuesday. The only reason why I'm addressing this Pearly Thing situation was because of how a black woman was treated behind Pearly Things. And if the Lapeef show, that panel that took place, didn't happen, I wouldn't be speaking on it, because I don't feel like it's our problem. I don't feel like it's black women's problem. I really don't. But the way they treated this girl and the way they tried to bring on this white woman to be the standard for how black women should act and how we should carry ourselves. No. That's the only reason why I'm addressing this. Otherwise, I would not care. I would not. And this happened 5 months ago, you guys. This was 5 months ago they did this panel. And so that's why if you see Anton right now, he's being dragged. Because y'all, when I tell you this man, and it wasn't even that he just brought this woman on to talk to black women. He was praising her. He was kissing her ass. I mean, damn, he might as well have had his tongue at her booty hole, if I'm being completely honest. I'm like, I was like, is he really sitting? And he was doing this while having a black wife at home. That is insane to me. I'm gonna have to show y'all. I'm gonna just wait until Tuesday. Just wait until Tuesday. I'm about to show you. People can delete videos. Listen, delete them. I already got them. Delete the videos. I already got them. But I couldn't. Y'all, I was sick to my stomach sitting up here watching this man. Yeah, Pearly. Like, if they talk about simping, isn't that what simping is? Oh my God. Yes, y'all. It's a mess. It's a mess. I sat and watched that 7-hour live stream that Jason Black did. I watched it so you didn't have to. If you watched it, great. Took me 2 days to get through. And I respect him. I respect him because he calling out everybody. Everybody. And if Anton keep making videos about Pearly Things defending her, he probably gonna be next. He probably gonna be next. So I don't know. Like, I don't do drama. You come for me, you just gonna get ignored. That's it. Cause I don't do drama. I don't do that. And that's, have y'all, let me say this. Have you guys noticed that nobody really ever comes for me like that? Have you noticed that? But let me explain why they don't. It's because they come for people to make money. They come for people to get a check because it creates a storyline. It creates a narration for them to get paid. But they know I'm not going to respond. So they don't bother me. They don't bother me because they can make a video about me. They probably get some money off of one video. But because I never respond, they don't bother me because they can't get a check out of me. They can't get a check out of me. But O'Shea and like Anton and people like that, they like that type of drama because when you kick up drama like that, it has this consistent paper trail. So it's like a new way to clout chase. But I don't do drama. Like I will check out just like that. Because I protect my energy. It's, all money ain't good money to me. All money ain't good money. So that's why when I realized the truth about Fashion Nova, I exposed the truth. And I did a video years ago about that. And I got blackballed. And they asked me, Fashion Nova emailed me and said, hey, can you please take down your video? We'll pay you more. And I said no. I said no. Then when that video, it went viral, I had other black content creators, black female content creators reach out to me. And this was before they launched the whole male Fashion Nova. Reach out to me and said, oh my God, this is how much they were trying to pay me. Oh my God, this is what they did to me. Oh my gosh, this is what they were trying to get me to do. And it exposed a lot. But because Fashion Nova was in their prime, at an all-time, like everybody was wearing Fashion Nova. This is when Cardi B was like promoting Fashion Nova. Remember when Cardi B used to promote Fashion Nova? And so at that time, she has now kind of ventured off to like high fashion brands and things like that. But during the height of Fashion Nova, Cardi B was promoting for them heavy. So a lot of people didn't really stand on the fact that Fashion Nova was stealing from black designers. Fashion Nova was not wanting to pay content creators. Like I talked to this one white content creator. She was very sweet and she was very honest. And she said, wow, they're paying me this amount. Now, this girl, she has the same amount of followers as me, but because she was white, she got paid like $1,000 more than what I was getting paid. So I exposed the fact that they had been exploiting black people in many different ways, and I just couldn't stand for that. So I exposed them, and I got blackballed. It is what it is. But I also told black girls that reached out to me in the DMs, I said, listen, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I could tell you to quit, but then you're going to be blackballed like me. So I told black girls, I said, listen, fight for yourself. That's all I can say. Fight for yourself. And I told them that I really don't think it's a good idea for you to speak out because, I mean, I don't know how else we're going to get in. You know, I don't know how else you're in. And you got to understand the type of women that were coming at me. Their whole brand was created off of fashion, beauty. My brand, I knew I could do commentary, so I wasn't tripping. And I told them, I'm like, you could lose everything. And you got to make that hard decision on what's more important to you. And it's okay. Like, as a black person, like, you really have it hard when you're trying to make a way for people who look like you. So I told them, I said, it's really going to be up to you, but I really think you should just play the game from a different angle. And so I told this one girl, I said, I would just keep quiet, but I would fight to get paid more. I would fight to be advertised in the way that you truly want to be. And I just kept it like that. Because I played, and that's the thing, like when you're a black person, sometimes you have to play this game from many different angles. And I took the rebellious one, which is just in my nature to do that, because if some bullshit, I'm not going to go along with it. Like, I'm not here to kiss ass. Like, I really don't care. And I could go make money a different way. I'm very big on that. I am very big on that. And her whole brand, though, it was just built off fashion. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. I think you should play the game in the way that you're doing it and advocate for black women in a different way. I advocated for black women in my own way. And that's what I told her. I didn't look at her any different because she was still working for Fashion Nova or anything. I just know that we're playing a dirty game and we all have a different role to play. And my role was to be the rebellious one. Her role was to play along, to get along, and to represent for black women. We all have a different role to play. So when I see black women and when I see black people out here doing what they feel is necessary, I don't judge them because I know how dirty the game is. But what I don't like seeing is people being greedy, just flat out greedy, and they have no integrity at all. They don't have a guilty conscience at all. They're just selfish and they're just doing it for their own personal gain. That's what I don't respect. So the girl that reached out to me, I didn't look at her any different because I'm just like, black people, like, you're like damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. And I told you guys, like, this whole game in this matrix, it's monopoly. And the only reason black people are losing is because we have not been able to put ourselves in a position to where we can gain some type of control. We're working against each other. That's not helping. That's not helping. And because we're working against each other, a lot of us have adapted the mindset, well, it's every man for themselves. And it's like, can I really be mad at black people who take that mindset? No, because it's like, well, damn, you try to look out for other black people. You know what they do? They pull an Anton and they bring on this white girl to be the representative for what women should be for an audience of black people. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? You try to give certain black people a chance, and it's just like, what the hell? Why are you acting like that? Why are you doing that? So, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is it's a dirty game. You got to watch your back. And even you got to watch your back when it comes to people who look like you. You got to watch your back from people who don't look like you. There are going to be people who look like you can trust. There are going to be people who don't look like you that you can trust. It's a dirty game. And the only way you're going to really know who's for you is when situations like this happen, where spirit wants to expose how people really are behind the scenes. And you got to pay close attention, because it just doesn't get any realer than what's going on right now in the space. It really doesn't. And I just want to clear this up too. JR from the Lapeef show, I have had private conversations with him, and I think he's a really decent guy. Like, I do. But when it comes to situations like this, it's like, I can't tell what side you on right now. Like, I really can't. Because the people you allow on your platform, it says a lot about you. It does. It says a lot about you. Like, when you just allow, like, that's like me allowing some white man to come on my platform, right? And just call black men ninjas and just call them out their name and put that on my platform. And it's just like, I don't do that weird type of stuff. I don't. That's why I don't call black men out of their name. Like, I don't attack their sexuality and things like that. I don't. I try to keep it straightforward. I try to give truth serum, and I just keep it at that. But the insults is just, I don't know, like the shaming and the manipulation and everything that you allow on your platform, it says a lot about you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what side he's on, and I'm interested in seeing how Lapeef and his people, how they handle this situation, because it just does not look good. It doesn't. I can't stand behind that. And I don't know. We just gonna have to see. We just gonna have to see. And I get what he was trying to do. I feel like, I sense that JR was trying to create a diverse space to have diverse conversation. That's what I think. But the way they prompted up pearly things in this live stream, it's giving, no, we want you to be more like her. And that's just weird. We'll never be like white women. So y'all need to let that shit go. Black women been working their ass off since we came here. We're never going to be like white women. We're not. We're never going to be like that. We're never going to be like that. We don't have the privilege, literally, we don't have the privilege to be like them. So y'all taking that angle to try to get us in line, that shit ain't going to work. I'm going to tell you that it's not going to work. I'm going to laugh, because I don't even have the privilege to be like them, let alone the urge or the want to be. But I don't even have the privilege to be like them. Because if I had the privilege to be like them, I wouldn't have to work. That's number one. I would have a trust fund from my parents. That's number two. So I don't even have the privilege to be like them. Why in the hell would you prompt them up in my face as if she is some type of standard for me or some type of role model? That's a joke. So I don't know where they got that from. Let me answer some of these questions. Do you believe that people with no integrity are the way that they are because an evil spirit is within them? No, I don't. I think every person comes to that crossroad where you have to decide what type of person you're going to be. And I told y'all, I hit this crossroad twice in my life. When I was in high school and I was being pressured to have sex and to fit in and to do what was cool, like smoke weed, drink, and all of that. That was one crossroad I came to when I was a teenager. And I just felt like none of that stuff was for me. So I ended up looking like the clown. I ended up looking like the weirdo because I didn't want to participate in those things. So I dealt with a lot of bullying, a lot of peer pressure, so much so to the point where I lied for a very long time about my virginity. I didn't even feel comfortable telling people I was a virgin. I didn't feel comfortable telling other black girls that I was a virgin because they would have just made fun of me. They would have mocked me. They would have been like, girl, you just need some D, girl. You just need some D. That's all you need. Meanwhile, their life is a freaking mess. They're emotionally unstable. They got they had like boy issues and problems. They crying. They grades is slipping. And I'm like, listen, I have a scholarship I have to be concerned about. I'm not trying to be on what y'all trying to be on. And that's another thing. If there's any men out here listening and you have a daughter, the one thing my dad did for me was he made sure I had something to look forward to outside of boys. So for him, he put me in sports. He had me busy. So when my friends were worried about going to a party, getting drunk, smoking, drinking, all that, I was concerned about my scholarship. I was concerned about not getting kicked off the team. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was concerned about those things. So there was a lot of things that I didn't want to participate in because part of my identity at the time was an athlete. So I never smoked in high school. I never drank alcohol in high school. I didn't do any of that. It wasn't until college where I started drinking alcohol. That's just me being honest with you. And I just wasn't around a lot of that stuff. My dad had me so busy to the point where there was no laying around the house in the summertime talking on the phone to some boy. He had me in camps. He had me going to skill development camps where it would be the first week would be conditioning. And yes, I would literally stay at camp at a college campus. And it was like basically preparing me for what college was going to be like for me as an athlete. So in the summertime, I would go off to a basketball camp that I was invited to. The only way you could go is if you were invited. So my parents didn't even have to pay for anything. If you were like the top in your city or something like that, you got invited to go to these camps. So I was invited to go, and it was similar to what college was going to be. It was giving you the college experience. And so the first week was like, the first few weeks was conditioning, the second few weeks, and this took up all of my summer. The second few weeks were scrimmage. And then the last few weeks of camp, it was a tournament, and you would see who would come out on top. So that's what I did in the summertime. It was like this thing for me as a kid where the girls I was cool with in school, I wouldn't see them for the summer because my dad had me busy. And he had me doing all type of stuff. And then I also had to give back in the summertime. So some camps, I actually helped younger girls train. And that was my summer. I didn't have time to be sitting around with boys and stuff like that. So if you have a daughter, make sure she's busy. Get her active in things that she's truly interested in. It could be art. It could be, I don't know, kids nowadays are into, what is it, iRobots or iRobotics? I think that's what it's called. I wish I would have got into that when I was younger, but it wasn't really the thing yet. And a lot of people consider that to be nerdy, but if you participated in that now, if you participated in any type of program that was centered around technology and robots and stuff like that, I can only imagine where you at right now. Art, I did do art. What else did I do? Just get them active in things that keep them busy to where that they're passionate about, that they actually like and that they actually enjoy, that will just keep them busy. That's it. That's all it takes for girls. We find our interests, we find our hobbies. And if you guide us on that, then we're not going to be concerned about everything else that's going on. I noticed that a lot of my friends that were boy crazy, they didn't have nothing else going on outside of school. It was just school. And that was it. It was very rare. A lot of the girls I went to school with, they didn't do sports. They didn't really do much of anything outside of just their schoolwork. So I noticed they had a lot more free time on their hands. And I mean, when your hormones are changing, when you're going through puberty and things like that, you start getting interested in things around that time that pertain to the opposite sex. But I really just didn't have time for all of that because my dad kept me busy. So if you have a daughter, I would do that. Same thing for these boys though. Same thing. My brothers did the same thing. They went to camps just like I did. They was actively playing sports and things like that. So keep kids busy if you don't want them to get into things that are truly before their maturity. That's really what it's about. And then because our dad had us actively in these things, it taught us how to work hard. It taught us how to be hard workers. It taught us how to be disciplined. So it teaches you and it prepares you for life lessons. And honestly, I recommend sports, but I know sports, not all kids like sports, so I get that. But sports also teach you how to work well with others. It teaches you how to team build and stuff like that. It's not that you have to be good in it. I think I'm just athletic naturally. So I think that's why I was good in it. But I know some kids, they're not going to be good in it. But it shouldn't be that they have to be this star athlete. Like, just get them in sports just to teach them different skill sets, you know, and it's not skill sets within the sport. Like, it's skill sets that they can use outside of the sport, like team building, discipline, working hard when things are hard, like still working when things are uncomfortable. Like, I can't stress that enough, you guys. Like, kids today, they be soft as hell. I'm like, girl, do you not understand? When I was younger, a coach would tell me, Anderson, get off to the side, throw up, and then get back to running them suicides. It was no, I feel like I'm going to pass out. I'm feeling queasy. It wasn't none of that. You better get back on that line. So it's just like, I understand, like, kids, I don't know. They just soft today. I'm sorry. They are. They ain't got their ass beat. They talk back. Teachers can't even get control of them anymore. And it's because it's like, they don't know what authority is. They don't know what authority is. I knew what authority was when I played sports because, damn, if I did something wrong, that coach was going to be like on the line, just like that. And there wasn't no talking back. There was no talking back, y'all. These kids be talking back and stuff. I'm like, whoo, that's crazy. So I don't know. I think kids need, I think they need to understand what authority is. I do. This is why I feel like having fathers in the home is important, because me growing up with an authoritative figure in the home, he made it known who was authority, right? I knew it was like this thing. No matter what environment I stepped in, I knew I need to acknowledge who the authoritative figure was. So if I'm outside, that's the police, right? They're an authoritative figure. They inflict certain rules. When I was in school, it was the teacher or the principal or the administrator. I always knew that I had to abide by whatever authoritative, or I had to respect whoever the authoritative figure was in whatever environment I was in, because that's how I was raised at home. A lot of these kids nowadays, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about what an authoritative figure is, why they should respect the authoritative figure in that environment. That's why a lot of these teachers are quitting, because these kids don't know how to respect or acknowledge authority in a classroom setting, because it's not being taught at home. It's not. These kids acting a fool. I don't shame teachers for quitting. At this point, sis, I get it. You with them kids longer than these parents some days. So it's like, I get it. It's just really sad that teachers feel like they don't have no control over their classrooms anymore. But then again, like I said, if they don't know what authoritativeness is, I can kind of understand why they're acting like that. So that's all I got to say regarding the situation. I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you guys about everything that's going on. But y'all need to make sure y'all out here paying close attention. And when it comes to what's being exposed right now, you are looking at who has integrity and who does not. And I'm seeing a lot of people don't have integrity. They just doing this for money and greed. And it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of us listening to anything that you have to say if you're just in it for the money? What's the point? What are you standing on? Nothing. Materialism, greed. That's it. That's not standing on nothing. And I don't respect that. I don't respect that at all. I don't. I have no respect for that at all. And that's what I'm saying. Like, These are the men that are supposed to lead us. Where are they leading us to? Hell? Hell? To the pits of hell? That's why on my page, because you can easily be misled, ladies only, I'm talking to you. You need to trust your inner guidance. I tell y'all that all the time. Your intuition is powerful. You just need to trust it. Don't be trusting me. Trust yourself. I cannot stress that enough. These con artists out here, they want you to trust them. No, you trust yourself. That inner guidance that you got, it's been there your whole life. You just got to start trusting it. I'm sorry. I've gotten this far in my life by trusting my inner guidance. When I decided to speak out against Fashion Nova, I trusted my inner guidance. And I still got blackballed. I still trusted my inner guidance. So I'm always going to tell you that if you need to be guided, trust your inner guidance. Stop listening to all these people out here. Like, trust what you already know. You already know. That's what a lot of people have the answers. When people come to me and I do my mentoring, all I'm doing is exposing to them what they already know. They already had the answer. They just needed me to give them clarity on that. That's it. We don't talk about men in our sessions like that. We talk about how we can improve ourselves. We don't put the blame on our parents. We don't put the blame. Like, when you come to my session, it's all about you. What you want. What you want. Because when you're still stuck in that mindset of blaming everybody, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. You want to be the victim. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. You want to be the victim. When you start taking charge of your life, you don't want to be the victim no more. And I'm telling you now, nobody's coming to save you. I'm sorry. Listen, I played that victim role for, I'm going to say, from the age of 18 to about 20. And I dropped the victim role, lost weight, started getting my life together, got anger management, and just started working on myself. Stop blaming the fact that all of these bad things were happening to me. I just stopped doing that because no one was coming to save me. And no, I didn't deserve half the shit that I went through. I didn't deserve that, but it wasn't doing nothing for me. Like, being the victim was not doing anything for me. It wasn't. It was keeping me stuck, stagnant, bitter. So I decided to work on myself, and I was able to save myself. So that's the only way you're going to see a difference in your life, because ain't nobody coming to save you. I'm sorry. Nobody. Ain't nobody coming, sweetie. Ain't nobody coming. So when you come to my mentor session, right, you got to come with the understanding that you're about to save yourself. You're about to save your own life. That's what it's about. When you go to therapy, you're saving yourself. You're saving your own life. You're getting what you want. And it's just that simple. It don't got nothing to do with what some man did. It don't got nothing to do with what your parents done did. It don't got nothing to do with what some friend done did. This is about you. And when you start to make your life about you, things change. When you're a victim, you have to consider what somebody done did. You gotta think about why they did it. And unfortunately, you guys, the only way I can really sum it up is hurt people. And then they'll hurt you and not apologize. So are you just going to sit in that space and wait for them to apologize to you? Or are you going to do something about it? I decided to do something about it. And listen, you're talking to a girl that didn't even know how much sexual abuse I had encountered as a young girl. I did not know that somebody grabbing you and kissing you without your permission was sexual assault. That happened to me twice. And I did not know that was sexual assault. I had to sit down and talk to my therapist about some of my earlier experiences. And she said, well, do you know that you experienced sexual assault? Had no idea. I did not know that I had a basketball coach that used to train me one-on-one when I was in middle school. And my parents would leave. They trusted him. They would leave me with him to go run errands and stuff like that. And so he would do weird things like put his hand up my thigh under my basketball shorts while we're running drills. And he would do it in a way like he was trying to show me how to position myself to be a more better performer, right? But it made me feel uncomfortable. And so once again, I had a therapist tell me, well, did you know that you were experiencing sexual assault, inappropriate touching? Had no idea. Then, growing up, when I was younger, there were a lot of men that came to me very aggressively. So men that knew I was underage. I used to go to this community pool. Me and my brothers would go to this community pool. Our parents would drop us off. And I had on a swimsuit. Like, I'm young. Like, I have on the swimsuit. And it's not a two-piece. It's one piece. And it's giving kitty. Like, my one piece is not giving, oh, she grown. Like, girl, as soon as I open up my mouth, it don't matter how tall I am. As soon as I open up my mouth at that age, like, you can clearly tell with my naiveness that I'm a child. And so I remember this one time I went to the concession stand by myself. My brothers were like in the pool, you know, doing what they do. And I went to the concession stand and this man had groped me. And he clearly knew I was underage. And he was just saying like inappropriate things to me. Oh, you look grown. Like you just don't understand. And just saying like very inappropriate sexual undertone things to me. And I didn't know that that was sexual harassment. So I dealt with sexual harassment, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and still to this day, I still deal with sexual harassment. So it's like, this is the type of woman that you're talking to. I have every right to be a victim today. Like, I have every right to be a victim. And that's what my therapist taught me was I have the right to be that. But being a victim, there's no reward. Like there's nothing. They don't give you anything for being a victim. There's no recognition. Hell, people don't even acknowledge what they did to you. There's nothing that you get from being a victim. So I had no choice but decide like, I can continue to be this victim because I am, or I can heal and move on and try to make something of my life because I deserve that. Like, I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be in a better position. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be in a better place. I don't deserve to stay in this place where I'm just mad and angry at everyone because I was left unprotected at times when it came to certain experiences with people. Like, I can't stay there. So I got therapy. I'm gonna be honest, like if you've ever dealt with like sexual trauma of any kind, you need therapy. Like you need somebody to talk to about that. But I had not known that I had experienced that much like sexual trauma, sexual abuse and stuff like that. I had no idea. But I will say that therapy helps. You may have to go to two type of therapists though. Like you may have to go to a trauma therapist and then like a sexual trauma therapist. Like there's different type of therapists out here that cater to different types of therapy. What am I trying to say? Therapy programs. Like they offer different type of they specialize in different type of therapy. So if you've dealt with like sexual trauma or something like that, I recommend that you go to a trauma therapist and then a sexual trauma therapist, because your sexual experiences can be tainted because of the trauma that you may have experienced with the sexual abuse that you went through. So what a lot of people don't understand is if you were touched young, you tend to be very promiscuous later in life. Nobody ever talks about that. A lot of these men get on these platforms and they talk about women that are promiscuous, but have you talked about what happened to her in her childhood? Was she touched? Was she molested? Did somebody do something to her? No, you just jump on her and you want to beat her down because of how she's acting. But have you ever thought that maybe something happened to her before? Because that tends to happen a lot. And every woman reacts differently. My reaction was to fear men. So I stayed away from them. Other women's reaction could be different depending on how they were traumatized. So it just depends. Like not every woman is going to react the same. But I see a lot of men just put us all up in one category, and it's like, it's not fair for you to do that. Not when a woman has been abused, literally, before her brain was fully developed. So she may have an unhealthy view on what sex is and how she views sex because of how she was violated when she was younger. So my reaction was to stay away from them. Like, my reaction was to fear them. But some women, they may have had a different reaction to that. And that's another thing that you have to unpack in therapy is, well, how did you react to the abuse? Because we all don't react the same. I'm about to log out, you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'm going to try to do a video tomorrow on Monday, but I'm definitely doing my live on Tuesday. My live with B. Taylor is going to be Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. And like I said, I'm only speaking on the pearly things because of what they did to B. Taylor and the other black women on the panel, to be honest. So if any of the other black women want to come on the panel, girl, come on over. Come on over, sis. Just DM me. Because I didn't know. I stay in my lane. I'm on my business. I did not know that this panel even happened. It was sent to me, and I looked into it, and I'm like, y'all know I don't like mean girl stuff, you know? I don't like that. So, y'all let me know. I'm going to log out. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Love you too, Asha. All right, bye, guys. Bye, ladies.